What's up, you guys, and welcome to the Everything Travel Nurse Show. I'm your host, Travel Nurse Gary, and listen, on today's video, we're actually taking a question from the audience. We're talking to Shinri today. She's wanting to know, can you please make a video on the agencies that staff 6 days on and 8 days off? And I want to say, the devil's in the details on this one, because pretty much all the agencies will do this. It's just a matter of finding a hospital that will actually agree to allowing you to work 6 days on, 8 days off. If you stop and think about maybe a smaller hospital, they're not going to be able to meet those staffing needs. So you as a traveler have to stop and think, oh look, I'm looking for bigger hospitals that can accommodate me, that are actually willing to allow for my agency to let me work 6 days on, 8 days off. Alright, so we're writing up the contract. Here it is. I'm Travel Nurse Gary. I'm going to St. Josephina's Medical Center in Dallas, Texas. And here's the contract. See the assignment details. We're going to change 3 days a week to more of a block schedule. So it's written as the contracted nurse will work block scheduling. And we'll even type it out to be a little bit more specific than that and say, which will include working 6 days on and 8 days off, just to make sure that the hospital won't go back and try and change things up. So this is how you can write this up, and you can always go over it with your recruiter to make sure it's written correctly for you. But that's not the only way to do the 6 days on, 8 days off. I'm a travel nurse, and I've probably had about 3 years worth of contracts where I've working the 6 days on, 8 days off, and then taking time off in between to travel. And the way that I've gone about doing this is completely different than having it written in the contract, in that I always go directly to the manager, or I go to the scheduler, or if they have online hospital software that allows for online scheduling, I go to them directly and say, hey, listen, is there any way that you can put me on 6 days on, 8 days off, because I really want to travel and see the area. It's really beautiful here. Can you schedule that time in for me? And like I said, I've probably had about 3 full years of contract work where I've just doing that. It's worked out well for me. So there's multiple ways of doing this. If you have to have it written in your contract as part of your negotiations, that's something that you can do directly with the hospital and your agency together. All of them will accommodate this, but not every single hospital is going to allow you to do this. Make sure you keep that in mind. And if you're looking for a hospital that won't do that, maybe also stop and think, well, hey, I really want to go to this location. Maybe if I go to that scheduler or that nurse manager, or if I go to and they have online software, then I can put in my own schedule. There's multiple ways of doing this. That is today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you learned something new, give it a thumbs up. Hope truly do appreciate that here. If you have your own questions or comments, please leave them in the description below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Maybe I'll make a video on it. And that's all we've got for today's video.